Hello, everybody. Welcome, Rosie, psychic investigator. So, guys, it's Wednesday, February 4th. I meant to do the video earlier. I did not go to office today to the building we work. I had to run errands or whatever. But let's go. Let's get straight to it. Like I said, guys, these days I'm so hypnotized by the developments that I can't. My brain does not stop. It's really hard to stop and like just focus on one thing. I know there is something. There's so much to talk about. I want to talk about Elon and the French government. His information on him, but I just saw something so delicious that I love it. It's a protection. I like to ask for protection. Beautiful array of lights coming on top of my head, huh? As I breathe in, I fill my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that I create the good and only the good. So it is. Okay. So guys, this is so good. You will not believe it. So I just saw it. I was like, that was the thing that made my brain stop. How good it is. So oh my god, they have not provided. By the way, I like when people post information from the files with the link. This one doesn't. This is very trustworthy account. I saw it. Someone else also says use this and sharing. So there's emails between Ghislaine and Melania. Oh yeah, Melania. Melania was called a sweet pea. Yeah, they're very innocent. Oh, I don't know her. Oh, do you? No, no. So let's look at it. Okay. Oh no, sad for her. Sad for her. Here we have the person who posted this. I missed the movie. Did Melania's love note to Ghislaine Maxwell make it in? Oh, this is an email from Melania to Ghislaine. It says, "Dear GF, how are you? Nice story about GE in New York, Meg. You look great on the picture. I know you're very busy flying all over the world. How's Palm Beach? I cannot wait to go down. Give me a call when you're back in New York. Have a great time. Love, Melania." And this is a full exchange of messages because the prior one was just Melania's email to Ghislaine. But this one has both Ghislaine's response and Melania's question, right? So here, "Sweet Pete, thank you for your message. Actually, plans changed again, and I am now on my way back to New York. Leave again on Friday. So I still do not think I have time to see you, sadly. I will try and call again, though. Keep well." And this is the response to the message that I I read before. Okay, so they're friends, obviously, right? Okay, so when I'm home, I record the video differently. I don't use Zoom because it really, like, because of the internet is, being spotty. I can't. So I'm using the photo booth actually, and then I record small bits and then I add it all together. But I had just recorded something and I pressed something, it disappeared. But so I have to re-record it about Melania and Ghislaine. So I had talked about, maybe it was good for the better because I talked about a few other things. But let me just get straight to the question. What kind of relationship did Ghislaine have with Melania? Wow, okay. So, wow, so I see Ghislaine walking with her when she was younger and had started a relationship with Trump. And she was like acting as if she's some sort of like motherly figure to her because I don't think, you know what, they're close in age, aren't they? She's not that much older, but she came off as more experienced. And she's saying, like, don't worry, Melania. You can move on with your life. You have paid your dues, me, right? And we'll make sure that you're protected, like you're not exposed for who you are, essentially. And when I see that they're almost like they're walking in a park, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know. I met him. He nice man. He's very nice man." And she's sort of like saying, "Jeffrey has all kinds of friends." Sort of like meaning you can start off as a girl and then move on to a wonderful life. And that's kind of like what she's saying and implying here for Melania, right? That she, yeah, she worked, did business together, quote unquote, but that she's free to go live her life. And that's a really good opportunity for her. So so that's the context. And I see that I don't think that, so I have a question. Was Ghislaine, did, G- no, did Ghislaine, no, I see when I ask, because I was going to ask, did Ghislaine have, horrible accounts of Ghislaine and Jeffrey, what they were doing to the girls, right, from the victims. But I see here that, first of all, that she came older. I don't think she was not a minor when she came, first of all. Second of all, it tells me about the man Paolo Zampoli, that he was the one that she was closer to in a way, and they had less of a connection. But I see that Ghislaine knew that she was in the business, meaning that she, I don't have to spell it out, right? I think you know. But it's not like I don't have anything against, like, if a person is a SCX worker, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's under the network, saying she was under the network of those, right? And I feel like Melania, it shows me Melania's cold side, which of course she has to be cold if she was going to be with Trump, right? She can't be a very empathetic or caring person. Let's be real. Imagine being married to a person who does all of this to so many people and to the world. You can't. There's something missing. Okay. So then I see that um that's right. She thought this is a good opportunity. And so when she sees Ghislaine, she trusts Ghislaine because Ghislaine knew of her past. And she felt that she was in a sort of supportive environment. And I see that also Melania has this mentality of, like, kind of, I don't want to say that, Eastern European kind of survivalist mentality. Like, I survive world at any odds. I step on people. I go no matter what. I'm not saying that you know what I mean? But this is kind of the stereotype a little, but it is in this sense of, like, I need to survive. I don't care. I'm going to get the luxury I want. I want to get the life I want. And that's how she justifies it. I don't, not, I don't want to say, I don't care about psychoanalyzing her or anything. Not that I'm qualified to do that, but I don't care really. What, like, oh, what made her? No, that's, I don't really care. But I want to know, because honestly, when I look into her, I don't think she regrets it. I don't think she's like, oh, she doesn't have this. It's more like, I don't like this guy, but I'm not like, she's not a very deep person in the sense of, like, she's not like, well, Rosie, I could not sleep yesterday. I was thinking about my life and the direction it went. I was regretting. I was thinking about me as a soul. No, she does not think like that at all. She's like, no, she's very practical. And I think she also feels like that's her job, being with Trump. Okay. So that's why, and I see again why she likes Ghislaine, because Ghislaine was useful to her, and she felt like she, as crazy as it sounds, she could trust Ghislaine because they were in the business. But what I was telling you is that it's this idea, almost like I pick up here that Melania, in this context, of course she knew everything that went on. She didn't know all the details, but she knew about this, and she was fine. She, in her mind, she said, thinks that's how the world works. There's a price to pay if you want to come to luxury America, and she paid the price. And I wasn't complaining. I did it. And then so what? The people didn't like it? Do you think things come cheap? No, they're expensive. And it's hard getting money. So you do what you can. Kind of like that's just sort of mentality that she has. Now this okay. So I answered the question about the relationship and all that. Now, okay, so then let's go to the next question, which is really now that this is here, I think I want to know what is going on with Melania's relationship with Ghislaine now. Is she afraid of Ghislaine? And also, then we could talk about her documentary, a wonderful film. Okay, so now on to the next part of the question. Of the question. So, what is Melania's relationship with Ghislaine now, or how does she see Ghislaine? Is she afraid of Ghislaine? What's the story? How is she? How is Melania? There's several questions at once, but how is Melania handling this stuff coming out? This the whole Epstein. How does she see it? How does she see this thing? What's going on? So, wow, guys, it's so interesting to do these readings, honestly, because it's like never what. Not that there was an expectation, right? But when I close my eyes, I never know. Like you just don't know. You just pick up or whatever. And I saw her sitting at a desk, like stressed, but more like I achieved a lot in my life. You're not taking it from me now. No, I made a name here. I made my name. I'm not going to let them take my name away. They are saying things. Do you think people get things, get money, get success? They have done hard things. It is moralizing, ridiculous, ridiculous. So again, this is like it's like every time you think Melania is not like Trump or she's just like that, extremely shallow and concerned about appearances and her whatever brand she thinks she has. So it's funny because I had asked kind of like several questions together, right? The one about how she feels about Ghislaine today and how she feels about the Epstein stuff coming out, and the answer sort of surprised me. Because I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought, oh, she could be scared. No, she's just annoyed that her whole brand could just go away, and that she worked so hard to get it. And now that the information is coming out, and honestly, what I get here is that she thinks that it's like again, like I said, it's justified or whatever. It happens. People do that kind of thing. So what? And what she's really upset about is really only the fact that she's well known somehow and that she like lives a good life, kind of like she's sort of resigned to being with Trump, but she likes having some luxury and flying places and whatever. So, okay. All right. So now how does she feel about Ghislaine? Well, some people don't have bad luck at times. Life, you never knowing. You never know. Sometimes it changes a luck. She's a great person. She helped me. She helped me. Okay. And this is, guys, this is the other thing that I'm picking up that I find interesting. Again, she's just like Trump in the sense that she's very self-absorbed. She only cares about people as far as what they've done for her. And honestly, she likes Ghislaine a lot, is what I like to tell you. She's grateful for her because she thinks that Ghislaine sort of opened the doors to her. And she's like, and I see, but Ghislaine, she comes from very famous family in England. Her father, big rich man, and she's very nice to girl from is there no, she's really Slovenia. That's where she's from. I was gonna say no, not it's Slovenia. Girl from Slovenia, like me, she's very nice to me. She's a lady. She's a good person, right? It's because her measure of people is what they do for her. So from her, it's to her, it's completely irrelevant what a person is to the world, what they do to no. She is very nice to me. So that's it. That's all she cares about. Okay. So interesting. Guys, it's so interesting. I think it's like I learned so much from about human behavior. It's really fascinating from this work. Okay, so now let's go to next question. And the next question is going to be how is this whole thing going to affect Melania? Like what is the final outcome for Melania from this? So, what will be the final outcome of the Epstein files to Melania? Okay, so how will all of this coming out, and I'm not talking about now, but once this is over, finally, at some point, there's going to be an end, right? How will that have impacted her and her history, right? So what? Okay, show me the time when this is over. And so I see her with a suitcase, and she takes an airplane and she leaves the U.S. And it somehow shows me that also I would say that she's impoverished, but she's lost a lot of money, and she's very grateful. Kind of like, oh, thank you so much. Like she's changed a lot. And I see again, this is like a survivalist type of person. She like she adapts, let's just say it, okay? And I think and I somehow it shows me kind of like in the vision, like she's much, much older. Like it's saying 10, 15 years. It could, like, because the whole legal stuff related to Trump and the investigations are going to drain her completely. So I think she will pay a price, yes, on many levels, not just there's a financial price, there's a personal price. And I think she may not be allowed to leave the US. She may have to, I don't know if she's going to go to prison, but something, things are going to happen to her as a cost. I mean, accountability, that's what it is. And I see that she's going to learn her lesson, right? And she will be that she will, because I see her kind of like eventually being like, wow, was it really worth it? Like, yes, I experienced a lot of highs, but the lows were terrible. And it's showed me something that, like, it's so interesting, guys. When you get the visions, you also get all this information that you kind of have to, it takes a while to express it, but because the information is so rich, right? So I just pick up from the way that she's looking and the way that something from inside, that because she has experienced such highs, imagine she was a first lady, whatever, when she falls, the fall is really high. So it's saying it's one thing. That's why it's better if you in your life to have come from, to have experienced, to have come from something, or to experience setbacks early and then build up, than to have easy success or to have gone to great heights and then fallen. That's really, really hard. It's much harder in a way. And I see that she's sort of looking at her life and thinking, wow, that was all an illusion, because without my material things, I don't have anything. I'm nothing. And that's exactly right. She does get to experience that she has not, her whole life was defined about what she owned and the pictures she was in or whatever. So that's how it is for her. So that's right. It's saying it's going to, so I have a question here, because I thought that it's going to impact everything. But I have the question too, like, is it because of Trump or the whole Epstein thing? And it said to me even before I asked the question, something like, it's all the same. You can't separate the Trump from the Epstein story. It's the same story. And she's part of the same story. It's not just because it was hidden all this time, it doesn't mean it hasn't been true all along, which it has. So it's the same story. And I get, guys, I get EPS. Hell yeah. They thought they were going to get rid of me. No, 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 no. So, yeah. So he's saying, yes, everybody has to pay the price. So, and I see that Epstein's like, I was the devil, the angel of death. Is that right? The death, like, it's almost like not angel of death. Like he's sort of telling me that I was the devil, like catnip or something. Like I would, everybody that, like, sort of like the bad people, the ones that like me, it was, I had to come into this earth to trigger these men into kind of like they were completely seduced by my offerings. And that's the whole point. I gave them what they wanted. Yes, somehow I also made some of them addicted to some things, right? But ultimately it was in them, because people that had principles, they just wouldn't do something like that. So that's interesting. And by the way, guys, it's sad, but at least there's a few cases in the Epstein files of people who were impervious to Epstein. And it's like, for example, this woman, she's a very famous magazine editor named Tina Brown. And she had very good responses. Like, apparently Epstein wanted to come visit the Daily Beast when she was working there. She was the editor. She's like, no, we're just gonna come. No, you can't just show up like that. This is how. But the way that she said it, it was just very professional and it's very clear in the message that this is a person with boundaries. And Epstein was afraid of her because she had written an article that was like he's like, she's asking so many questions, man. So it just goes to show that the people that have a backbone, they are not seduced by this stuff. In other words, there's no excuse for the people who got into this thing. No, there isn't. Because you could see there's some examples of people who said, no, hell no. Okay, and there's a very famous mathematician who wrote several books. He wrote about the black swan, and he's an economist. I don't think he's an economist. Nassim Taleb, I think is how you say his name, but he said that Epstein wanted to meet with him, and he was like, "No, I'm not." Or there's some friends that knew him, and he just was like, "This guy, no, I'm not interested." So the people that have a backbone and are real people, decent people, they just don't get involved with this. And I think and it's so interesting. I'm thinking of Bill Gates for another day. You know, the guy, the woman, he was married to a great woman, Melinda. Did you see Melinda came out? Melinda came out and said he has to own up for what he did. It's like, that's what a courageous woman, right? And she never liked Epstein. Like, she always thought the whole thing was very creepy. And there you go. The people that I think also, those men that are so powerful, have so much money, they just feel like they could do anything because their whole lives, everybody was just pampering them constantly. So, so that's where we are. A very interesting time to be alive now. Okay. All right. So thank you for watching. Oh, guys, you know what? It's funny. I was ready to say about, but let's talk quickly about the documentary because Melania, as you probably know, I like doing videos about her because she's funny as a character. But at the same time, I don't particularly like her, right? But let's talk about this doc. You know what? No, sorry. I want to backtrack. Because, I think now that I'm thinking about the Washington Post, Jeff Bezos, and like I want to just do a separate video about Melania's documentary and Jeff Bezos and his support of the documentary. So, okay? Because I feel like I don't want to just that documentary alone. It's not worth it for me. Okay? But it'd be funny. Be interesting. Probably tomorrow. All right? Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a good night.